again, everybody. Ryan Reese here with another edition of the Race Reels. I'll tell you, what an exciting last 2 days for me. I finally upgraded The Rock to Blu-ray. Very exciting. I've been collecting more and more Blu-rays over the last couple months. I was such a stickler for the original DVD format that when they came out with it, and I always refused to upgrade to Blu-ray. So I finally done so. I actually just bought a Blu-ray player, my first ever Blu-ray player. I've always watched Blu-rays on my PlayStation system, but now, yes, I've upgraded to Blu-ray, and I've upgraded my favorite movie of all time to Blu-ray as well. I'll show it to you. My favorite movie of all time. Okay, it's not City by the Sea, as good as that movie was. My favorite movie of all time is right here. I will not be revealing it to you. You thought I got you. But, so very excited. It's been a very exciting couple days for me. But yeah, here we are. We're here to review the 2002 American crime drama, City by the Sea, starring Robert De Niro, Frances McDormand, and James Franco. And what this film is about, it is based off the true story of Vincent LaMarca. When Vince LaMarca was 8 years old, his father, who was also a cop and very desperate for money, kidnapped a toddler looking to get ransom, and the child died while under his father's care. His father was Angelo LaMarca. And Angelo was tried, convicted, imprisoned, and ultimately executed for that crime. So this film is about the son of a murderer, so desperate to atone for his own father's crimes. And it's also the story of the relationship that he has with his own son, a son that he abandoned, and a wife that he abandoned to start a new life and try to redeem himself. So it's basically about a man trying to break free of his past and move forward for the future. And that's what this film is about. It's a tale of redemption, a tale of trying to atone for the past, even though he's trying to atone for his father's past and his own past. So Robert De Niro in the title role of Vincent LaMarca. He is a veteran New York City police detective. Frances McDormand plays his girlfriend in the film. James Franco playing his son, Joey LaMarca, aka Joey Nova on the streets. Joey is one screwed up kid. He is a drug user, drug dealer, petty thief. He is doing everything that he can do to survive. Even though he has a warm, loving home he can go to with his mother, he is rebelling against his parents, rebelling against his absent father, and trying to go it alone. A 14-year gap between the last time Vincent LaMarca and Joey LaMarca actually saw each other. So, Joey in this film, he accidentally kills somebody and is suspected in also murdering a cop. So now Vince has to decide what is the right thing to do. Redeem himself and protect his only son, or uphold the badge as he was sworn to do.
Joey LaMarca.
My Joey? I think my son might have killed a cop the other night.
You got a match on the fingerprints.
The suspect's name is Joseph LaMarca.
You don't have enough to make Joey the prime suspect.
Look, Vince, I know it's your kid.
Our son is in big trouble.
I know a cop suit of cop killers. One way or another, they're gonna find a way to kill him.
LaMarca.
I didn't shoot that cop. Did you hear me? I didn't shoot him.
Joey.
I'll come get you. Where are you?
Let's not play games, Vincent.
Why didn't you read your boy his rights and bring him in? He told me he didn't kill him.
He's your son. Of course you want to believe him.
And that's the conflict we're at in this film. Michael Caden Jones taking the reins as the director of this film. Jones doesn't have a abundance of film credits under his belt. Perhaps his best movie other than this was the Bruce Willis Richard Gere thriller The Jackal, which was an excellent film. But that's really it. He doesn't have a ton of stuff under his belt. John Murphy is taking the reins as for the music in this film. He worked on 28 Days Later, 28 Weeks Later, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He did Kick-Ass. Just this, a lot of horror movies on his end, but the film score in this film is not, and actually, as you're starting to hear it come up now, it's not the most exciting film score you'll ever hear. It did okay for the tone of movie that we set. Again, this is a drama. This isn't an action movie like the last two films we reviewed. This is a drama, a crime drama. So I don't expect a upbeat, exciting, pulse-pounding film score. So I guess the music was good for the tone of movie we were going for. Let's talk about the supporting cast in this film. You have, once again, William Forsythe's back. William Forsythe, man, he is such a good actor. He can play a law enforcement agent. He can play a cop. He can play an FBI agent. He can play he can play a priest. I'm sure he can pretty much do anything. In this film, he just plays a dick. He plays a drug dealer, and he was just so good in this film. He's good at anything he does. Brian Taratina shows up in this film. I first met him in the HBO prison series Oz. And at first I didn't recognize him, but eventually I catched on. And Eliza Dushku is in this film as well. Don't know her. She is from Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel. She played Faith. She was in Wrong Turn, Bring It On. She did True Calling and Dollhouse. She was in The New Guy. And I think the first time I first saw Eliza was probably when she played Arnold Schwarzenegger's daughter in True Lies, which is a great film. But yeah, she shows up in this film. My only regret with her is I wish her character was in the film more. I feel she didn't really get her character off the ground. She plays Joey LaMarca's off and on again girlfriend and the mother to their child, Angelo, named after the grandfather, LaMarca. But yeah, I wish she would have got more screen time in this film, but it is what it is. Other casting, Robert De Niro was not the first choice to play Vincent Marca. It was originally offered to Al Pacino, but let's face it, if you can't get De Niro, get Pacino. If you can't get Pacino, get De Niro. They're so interchangeable. They play very similar roles. So De Niro did such a great job in this film. Despite Ebert and Roper gave this film 2 thumbs up. It was a good film. However, it underperformed at the box office. A $40 million budget grossed a little bit over $29 million worldwide. So it was a box office failure. And I don't know why. And we're hearing more and more of that film score. I don't know why this film's underperformed. I mean, this film was released a year after the September 11th attacks of New York City. Maybe it had something to do with it. The filming of this film was actually relocated shortly before the attacks from New York to Los Angeles. So, yeah, maybe that had something to do with it. I don't know. some of the scenes for this film in New York City, you could actually see the Twin Towers as they were there when it was shot. And the shots were not edited out either on the final cut of the film. So yeah, it's a good film. Again, it's not pulse pounding. It's not, action packed. It's a drama. It's a crime drama. The acting is superb in this film. De Niro, as always, nails it. William Forsythe, I feel, is the MVP of this film. He's just such an asshole. I love it.
You're dead, you junkie sucker! You hear me? You're dead!
I love William Forsythe. But yeah, that's what we have. We have City by the Sea. By the sea, by the sea, sorry. City by the Sea. Here are the pros. The acting is great. The story is great. Again, it is loosely based off a true story. A lot of the scenes between De Niro and Franco, and I'm not the biggest fan of James Franco, but he did a great job here. But some of their scenes together were just so much emotion and passion, and just so many emotions were going on during those scenes.
All right, go ahead, talk.
Talk? What are you now, fucking Oprah?
We could stop all this. You got a son and a woman that loves you. Don't run away from that.
You did.
Yeah. I did. And I'm sorry. I've regretted it ever since.
Well, we all gotta pay one way or another, right?
What's going on, Joey?
It's called suicide by cop. Quick and easy. No pills, no fucking around. Thought I'd try it.
How'd we get this way, son? I remember the day you were born.
Yeah. Well, I remember the day you left. So we're even.
Negatives, like I said, this film can get a little slow at times depending on what's happening. The film score, while it was fine for the tone we were working with, it's not the most grabbing film score you'll hear. As we're hearing even more of it. But yeah, overall, this film is okay. I'll give it a B+. It's not, it's fine. The film is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. So yeah, that is City by the Sea. As always, pick it up. Amazon Prime, rent it, buy it. It's worth watching. Straight for the performances alone. The performances were just incredible in this film. But yeah, that's it. Coming up next on the race reels, and I promised this for a while now, but we are going to finally review Cradle to the Grave with DMX, with Jet Li. We're still on the heels of the death of DMX, so we're finally going to get around to reviewing Cradle to the Grave. Does Paul Beau know when I film? Every time I film, Paul Beau hits me up. Paul Beau, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of Paul Beau, once again, make sure you tune in to the PPW Unplugged podcast with Paul Beau, Scott Phil Bravado Vineout, and the Killer Watt himself, Alex Watt. Alex, once again, thank you very much for making the race reels look so well. I appreciate it, brother. But yeah, that is it with City by the Sea. It's a fine film. There's nothing wrong with it. In the grand scheme of things, I definitely suggest you watch it. So yeah, that's it. Cradle to the Grave coming up next. We'll review that. once again, my favorite film of all time is right here. And there it is. I'm actually going to watch that when I sign off here. I watch it so many times a year because it's the greatest thing ever made, so can't wait to watch it. On Blu-ray. The copy I have of the film, I bought in... And there's Paul Beau again. He needs to get a dog or something. That copy of my favorite movie of all time, the copy I have, I bought that in, like, God, 2005 on DVD. So it's amazing to me that I've had that copy alone for like 16 years. It's crazy. And it still works perfectly. But as I collect more and more Blu-rays, I want to increase my Blu-ray collection. And there's just certain films that I need to have on Blu-ray. This is not one of them. My all-time Hollywood blockbuster classic, Jingle All the Way. I love Jingle All the Way, by the way. But I don't need to see it on Blu-ray. But yeah, that is it for the Race Reels today. Cradle to the Grave up next. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as always, I'm Ryan Race. You wish you were. Make sure we check out the PPW Unplugged podcast. Like the Race Reels Facebook page. If you like this video, hit me up in the comments below. Let me know what you want me to review. Ryan Race signing off. See you guys. Paul Beau. Jesus, come